Yo, what's up, everybody? If you haven't heard about Anchor, let me tell you, this is one of the easiest ways to make a podcast. First of all, it's free. Second of all, there's creation tools that allow you to record and edit the podcast right from your phone or computer. Third, Anchor will also distribute for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. Then you can also make money from the podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. So download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Trust me, you won't be disappointed. Later.
Welcome to The Lion's Den with Seth, a podcast where progressive men and women can learn and teach each other the ways of the land. The Lion's Den is where royalty comes to council. Ladies and gentlemen, your host, Seth.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of The Lion's Den. I'm your host, Seth, and just one of the few of us, right? But hopefully you're enjoying yourself. You're staying cool because it's warm outside. But before we get deep into it like we do, I want to make sure we give a special shout out to not just you, our viewers and our listeners, but don't forget, please make sure you go and check out our sponsor, Upper Souls, ladies and gentlemen. Please make sure you check out Upper Souls. Upper Souls is on Instagram as UPPERSOLEZ. Check them out for you sneakerheads out there. Get them shoes. I'm telling you, this young man is doing it. Go to Instagram. Please make sure you hit follow and ask him about his prices. All right. This is the time to get it because everybody's at the crib right now. Right. But sooner or later, when this Rona is gone, you want to step out fly. OK, you don't want last year's or last season's shoes. But anyway, this is going to be a great show. We're going to really talk about results and over excuses. And we got some fitness individuals on and inspiring fitness individuals to try to get their life right, like myself and a couple of individuals that I know. But speaking of that, let's introduce the crew. Go ahead, Herm. What's up, brother?
See, that's what happened when I'm not ready, man. I just got these new headphones, but I can't even use them, man. They tangled up, man. Wait,
hold on. Wait. No, you're not going to do this. You're not going to do this.
Hey, bro,
you're not. No, the hell you're not.
I'm trying to be ready, man. No. I'm in an entanglement, man. So I'm going to have to put it to the side.
I can't stand you. That's why you get on my nerves, bro.
What, man? Damn, you know what I mean? But hey.
Not even 2 minutes, bro. You got to go straight into the entanglements. Is that what it is?
It's right here.
Shut up, man. Look, go on with yourself.
I just bought these young headphones and I'm already tangled up. You know what I mean? You tell me.
You got the young headphones. Is that what you did?
Well, hold on. On to the point, man. Yeah, we do have a special show for everybody, man. The guy that we got on is all about what the title of the show is, man. Results over excuses. This guy that I've known him for over 10 years now. It's always been a hard worker, hard driven, whether it was beginning when I first met him was basketball. You know what I mean? He was dedicated to that, try to become the best basketball player that he can be and not get paid for it. You know what I mean? But he was still driven for it. And then when he switched it over to weightlifting, man, it was like a switch hit in him that I didn't see. I mean, I ain't never seen somebody so dedicated to really sculpting their physique the way he did. He's always been. I'm glad that he got a shirt on right now because he's the guy that have his shirt off in the middle of Commander's call like it's no thing. I mean, that's how proud he is of himself.
You know what? Hold on, bro. Listen, check it out. This what we ain't gonna do is talk about how brothers be at Commander's calls with their shirt off. Okay, but before, wait, you out of line, bro.
Yo, all I'm saying, if you look in his CD collection, he got a CD that says "Take Your Shirt Off" music. That's all I'm saying.
Look, I'm gonna let him defend himself, but not just look. Before we get into him, man, hey, tell us about Miss Kimberly Gold, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if you know this or not, but we also have a special guest host today. All right. Yes.
So Miss Kimberly Gold, man, she's somebody I've also been connected with on Facebook for over 10 years as well. Go back to this group called the Korean and Black Club. Y'all know nothing about it. If you ain't Korean and Black, I can't even tell you about it. You know what I mean? It's a secret society where all we ask is trust.
What, a Korean and Black Illuminati?
Correct.
What it is?
Something like that. But she's somebody I've known for a long time, man. She does stand-up comedy, a writer, you know. So I know when we talk about bringing guest hosts onto the show, I was like, Kim, she would be perfect for this. And so that's why I asked her on, man. So welcome to the show, y'all, too.
All right. Okay. Well, look, first thing first, before we get into UKB, Miss Kim, tell us a little bit about yourself, ma'am.
Well, thank you for having me on the show, first of all. And I just want to address this entanglement thing real quick.
No, stop it. Listen, no, we're not giving them this shit.
I read somewhere that if you over 200 pounds, you can't get entangled, you entrapped. So consideration, just a little bit. No. But yes,
ladies and gentlemen, hold on. The hell no. What you're not gonna do is just roll right by that. She said if you over 200 pounds, it's not an entanglement, you're just trapped.
Entrapped, yeah. Entrapment, there you go.
There it is. You know what? Y'all so silly. Okay, but welcome, ma'am. Welcome. Thank you for being on.
Results over excuses. I think that's great. I've lost 75 pounds over the last year and some change, so I'm super excited to be on the show.
Good. All right. So now to our guest of honor, this brother that's been getting it in and active duty, actually, ladies and gentlemen. He's over there trying to get y'all right for your PT test and beyond. Ladies and gentlemen, Kedist Burnett. Yes, brother.
Yes, sir. Pleasure being here. Appreciate you guys.
No doubt. Hey, look, let me see. You from Jamaica originally?
Yeah, born and raised.
Where, like?
I migrated to the U.S. when I was 15.
About 15. Okay, so what? So you can stay fit and have jerk chicken at the same time, right?
It's a hybrid. Yeah, it's one of those hybrid moves that you can make. You know.
Here it is. Good. Well, man, welcome both of you guys. Welcome. And ladies and gentlemen, if this is your first time being on the Lions Den or watching this, make sure you share this. Tell everybody we're about to get it in, okay? And a special shout out to Miss Crystal, how you doing? Mr. Jackson, what's going on? Gonzo, I see you. Miss Michelle, how you feeling? Jay Will, what's going on? I love y'all. Share this so we can get this word out. All right, so look, brother, tell us about the excuses that we make for ourselves, especially now, because there should be no reason we walking around here with these corona bodies. You understand? You hear me, Herm? You hear me? So, no, shut up. I did that because of that whole entanglement shit. I'm tired of it. But anyway, so talk to us, brother, about these excuses that we put on ourselves, that we give our.
A few things, like some of the excuses that you would find. One is that people are gonna say, well, gyms are closed, so I can't work out. I can't do anything because I don't have anywhere to go, which is actually wrong, because you got your house, you got your backyard, you got the front of the house, you got the streets. You can still go outside and do certain things. So a lot of people make excuses as far as why they can't get into shape as far as the exercise portion of it. When it comes to the nutrition side of the house, a lot of people make excuses. There should be any excuses. You're at home now. You're not busy. You're not rushing to work. You quarantine at home most of the time, or you're teleworking. So you can actually prep and get your meals together. So a lot of people make those excuses saying, hey, I got to eat what's in the house. I snack on chips or snack on this. Well, if you buy chips and cookies and stuff like that, obviously you're going to snack on it because it's in the house. But if it's not in the house, you ain't going to you won't have to snack on it because it's not there. You prep and cook, plan ahead, make it happen. Now, I'm not saying you have to get rid of all that stuff, but you got to do it in moderation, And that's the key. If you don't do it in moderation, that's when you're going to have issues. Because, you go in there. And another thing, too, though, people eat out of boredom. They've been in the house for 14, 16 hours on the computer or just sitting around. They're not moving. They're not staying active. So they're just being sedentary. So they just be like, well, I'm bored. Well, I'm tired of watching TV. Let me snack on something. And then they start piling on those pounds or those inches, not realizing like, hey, if you take your butt outside 30 minutes a day, just go for a walk, take the kids out, go play in the backyard, do some stuff, stay active, they'd be surprised as how much that will help in their, daily, diets and stuff like that to keep that Rona body, from expanding a little bit more, looking like the Pittsburgh Doughboy, stuff like that, And we ain't trying to have that, right, Herm?
No. Herm, go ahead, bro. So now look, you've been called out, Herm. What you got, bro? Talk to us.
No, I'm gonna get the floor to Kim for a question right quick. I got one right after her. Go ahead, Kim.
Go ahead, Kim.
So I read an article, I think the other day. It says that people have gained like 15 pounds on average during this quarantine time. And the article, and I can't remember what news source or anything it was, but basically the article was like, it's okay, don't beat yourself up, right? So I'm curious to know, like to a certain extent, like, yes, it's okay, but at what point, like, I think a lot of times we make a lot of excuses for ourselves, like,
yes.
Oh, it's 5 pounds, oh, it's just 10 pounds, oh, it's just 15 pounds. Like, when is enough?
Oh, good question. So when it comes to when is enough, shoot, 5 pounds it depends on what your goal is, right? If you're saying I'm trying to gain weight because you've been a petite person all your life and you want to put on some pounds and stuff like that, there's different ways of putting it on. You can put on the dirty way or you can put on the clean way, all right? When I mean by dirty way, you can eat whatever is in the house and just pile it on. All it's going to do is, because you're not moving around, you're not exercising, your body stores all that calories and as fat until you'll need to use it. But if you're not using it, it just keep piling it on and piling it on. So if you're not eating like healthy, like prepping your meals, watching what you eat, lean cut products, making sure that you're minimizing sugar intakes, complex carbohydrates, just some of the stuff that you would need to get that lean growth, you just have to eat more, but healthier choices. You still eat more. But to answer your question, when it says enough is enough, when you put on 15 pounds and it's all fat, now you have to you start wondering, you're like, well, why is my waist getting bigger? Why is I'm putting on inches, I'm starting being sluggish. You going up the stairs and you have shortness of breath because you like, man, I'm out of shape. I'm tired. I can't, you know what I mean?
Hold on, brother. Listen, I'm gonna need you to stay out of my business. You understand? Look, I had a hard life, You understand? I deserve to breathe hard. You feel me? But seriously though, man, you make some good points because we don't think that the pounds are gaining, but as soon as we put on them pants, that we used to like, and all of a sudden we got we feel that extra pull. Now we got a problem. Now we mad. You know what I'm saying?
Look, now the belt that you used to use, now you don't even need the belt no more because it's holding up on its own. You start wondering like what's going on, and that's another indicator too. Like if you're trying to lose weight, a lot of people have a tendency to jump on the scale, and the scale will hurt your feelings. All right. I always tell people, don't worry about the scale itself, worry about how you fit in your clothing, how you look in the mirror, because that's going to be a true indicator if you're losing weight or you're gaining. Because if you start losing inches, obviously your clothing is going to be falling off of you. And you're going to have to, buy new gear, or you're going to have to, get a belt and start, tighten it up even more. So that's what you want to focus on. When you start watching the scale sometimes, your body, hormones, different stuff kicks in, especially for women. You got the time of month, you got water retention, you got different stuff. Sometimes you're gonna show heavier on the scale. You're not gonna be like, oh man, I was 5 pounds lighter yesterday. What happened? It's a lot of different things happen. But if you're still looking in where your clothes are fitting, then you're not gonna have any issues with that. And it's a mental thing, because if you're seeing or feeling a certain way, like your clothes are fitting better, it's mental. So now you be like, whatever I'm doing, I got to keep doing that because I'm seeing results. I'm feeling good. So it kind of gives you like a boost of, it boosts your self-esteem. It gives you that quick booster. Now you be like, okay, let me walk with my chest up. Like Herman tried to walk all the time with his chest up, but hey, I got to get him back for talking about me walking out with no shirt.
You got to. So look, check it out. What you got? Wait, but look, Herm, before you go in, everybody, if y'all just tuning in, we're talking about results over excuses. Stop making excuses, especially if you're trying to have a hot girl summer, doing the Rona, doing the what coronavirus, right? You still want to look fly. I don't care if your vacation is from upstairs to downstairs. You don't want to, right. I'm talking about, you don't want to look nasty. So that's what we're talking about today. If you guys are just tuning in, make sure you share this, share. Herm, what you got, bro?
Hey, so I don't know which name you're using, man, because you got about 17 names that you use. So I'm gonna just go with KB Success. Start off with that. But one thing I want to touch back on is you talked about prepping your meals and eating right?
Yes.
A lot of people don't know what that consists of, man. There's so many things out there, from Atkins, keto, paleo, the high fat, the all sugar diet, don't drink soda. There's so much shit out there. You know what I mean? It's like it gets overwhelming to a point where people are trying to count macros, all of that. What is your best advice if somebody's looking for, hey, what should I do? You know what I'm saying? If it's body type specific, what is it? What should they do, KB?
So I'm glad you asked that question, Herm. So a lot of people try to do fast fad diets, right? Whether it's keto, whether it's paleo, or you want to do vegan based, or you want to do pescatarian, whatever type of diet you want to go for, right? So a lot of people try to go for that because it's a trend. It sounds popular. Some other people are doing it, but most people have to know is that what works for one person is not going to work for you. So when you try to take on other diets and, jump on it, one, you're not also, you don't know what you're doing. So you just jump in like, well, I'm just going to go and do a high carb diet. Okay, well, what kind of carbs are you eating? And then also, do you know your body type? Are you carb sensitive to where you eating certain things and all of a sudden you're thinking that it's working for you, but you're blowing up like a puffer fish, like a balloon, Some people try to do the high, fat diet. But are you eating the right type of fats? When are you supposed to eat them? What are you doing about it? You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't say try to follow the fat diets. Try to find a plan that you can stick to, right? That's well balanced and that you can, be consistent with over a period of time. Because if you bounce from diet to diet, like you try it this week and it didn't work out, you didn't see the results you want next week. Now all of a sudden you're like, I'm gonna switch because it's not working. Well, you didn't give it enough time to work. You're bouncing around. You're not patient enough to let it work for you. So find something that's balanced. And what I mean by that, when I say meal prep, right, you got the nutrients that you need. You need protein, you need carbs, you need your healthy fats, right? Those are the three main main nutrients that you need. Protein is going to also help with muscle rebuilding, certain tissues in the body, stuff like that. Also, your body needs fat because a lot of organs require fat to kind of keep them in place, also for warmth and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Cartilage around the bones and stuff. So you're going to need fat. So when you say, oh, I want to lose all this fat, you might not want to lose all of it because then they're going to put yourself in at health risk.
So no, and that's makes a lot of good sense, man. And I just want to make sure we look at the individuals that are asking questions. Like Kevin, what's up, Kevin? He said, elaborate on fat burner dangers. Like that makes sense. And then also give us your thoughts on intermittent fasting. All right. Okay. I know I lost a lot doing that, but go ahead.
Yeah. Hold on, KB, because I experienced with fat burners.
Okay, go ahead.
Back in the day, back when hydroxycut just hit the
market and rip fuel, like that.
And I ain't gonna lie, I had good results in it. But then you had people straight up dying off of it because they was taking like the whole bottle at one time. But I mean, I've since stopped using fat burners, and that's why I'm fat. You know what I mean? But anyway, what is your opinion on fat burners?
So my opinion, so for me, all right. So a lot of people know me, like Herm said, for 10 years I've been, we've been together. I've known each other for a while, but then I switched over into like doing bodybuilding, fitness competition. So when I started doing it, I usually just, like I was talking about, following what others were doing versus researching. So I was more so, that fat burner, let me jump and get that. Let me try this. Not necessarily understanding what it was doing to my body or what was it, what was the cause and stuff like that. So I used to jump into it. So yeah, like you said, you'll see it because obviously the fat burner, you're going to have the caffeine, you're going to have other stuff that's included in it. That's going to give you that energy, give you that push. And sometimes you have like that meal suppressant that's in there. So you're not hungry and you can push through more. But at the same time, when you start taking those fat burners, it's spiking your heart. You start, your heart, you're actually, your heart rate is going to be increasing. Right. And some people have issues, heart problems, complications, high blood pressure, stuff like that. So now you're putting yourself at risk taking that type of product. And some of those products aren't tested. They're not approved. Right. So if they're not approved and, through, the proper sources, you're pretty much just taking something blindly. You don't know if it's actually, you're just going by somebody else saying, hey, this works, but you're not getting the actual proof. But these things can actually kill you. Like being in the military, we've seen so many people that take like hydroxycut, or they take C4, or they take the different pre-workout before they do their PT test, and passing out, they passing out and stuff like that. And now you be like, well, why? And that's why they start banning some of these substances when people, like you can't do that before you take your PT test. Don't do it because it's going to push your heart rate over a certain level.
That makes sense. And so I do want to get to that intermittent question. But Kim, got a question for you, actually. Someone asked, how did you lose your weight?
So I'm actually going to bring it back to what KP said was, and to kind of like tie it all together. So I was average weight for most of my life, and then at least up until college. And I went to college, and I went from a really well-balanced diet to I found out that you could eat Taco Bell and Sbarro's on the meal card. That was just like the wrong thing to do. So most people have freshman 15, I had freshman 50, right? And I just could not control it. So, and I did that. I did the fat burners, and I lost all this weight. I was like the cardio queen. And then I stopped. Like I stopped it all, and I gained like 100 pounds after I stopped everything. So with that, I found out, like, I tried the fad diets, the Whole30, paleo, all that. Nothing was working. So what really worked, to bring it back to what KB said, was I had to find something that worked for me, and that was meal prep, because I could not outrun a bad diet. Amen. And when I started getting in the kitchen every Sunday and making sure that my meals were planned for Monday through Friday, because first of all, I'm cheap, and I'm like, I'm not wasting this food, I'm eating it. And then like that's what really triggered the weight loss, is I actually sat down and ate what I liked, and I ate in moderation. And I'm not gonna lie, it was hard. Some days I was hungry, but I just had to drink the water and keep it moving.
Kim, do me a favor.
I found out that you.
Yeah, do me a favor. What did you say you couldn't do? What? You couldn't outrun what?
Not outrun a bad diet. You cannot outrun a bad diet.
Ladies and gentlemen, hopefully y'all heard that. Okay, so it's a game. A lot of it is a game, and a lot of it is just to get your money. But ultimately, you have to eat clean, and obviously that's what it is, and in moderation. But also, and KB, let me know what you think about this. But what's your thought on knowing your body type? How important is that?
Well, that's all right. So I'm touching on the intermittent fasting, and I'm touching on the knowing your body type. So the intermittent fasting is actually pretty good. I've done that a few times. I know people have done it. It's not a bad diet to try, but most people think if I'm on the intermittent fasting, they do a 12-hour fasting. Some do 14. Some may do even a little bit more longer than that, right? So all this is doing is, while you're not eating, you're forcing your body to utilize the stored fat or the stored calories as energy source. All right. And that's what the intermittent fast is doing. So if you say, okay, I'm going to fast for 12, 14 hours, obviously you're going to force your body to utilize those, some saved up calories that your body has burned. But it depends on what you're doing. If you're just intermittent fasting, you're sitting at home and you're not mobile, you're not moving, you're not doing much, it'll work a little bit, but at the same time, you're not burning much calories because you're sitting down. You're stationary. You're not doing much. All right. But if you're active, you're up, you're moving around, so you're burning calories as you go. So your body's going to need energy, and it's going to force to choose it from somewhere else. Most likely, it's going to come from fat, right? So that's one of the first sources you're going to choose it from is fat, right? Especially if you have a high, if you're a little bit obese or you have a lot more fat stored, it's going to pull it from that. Now, if you're skinny and you're still doing intermittent fasting, now you're going to start losing muscle mass because your body doesn't have enough fat, and it's going to start storing it, and it's going to break down your muscle tissue into energy source. So your proteins, you're going to break it down into energy source. That's why you ever hear some people say skinny fat?
Yeah.
Right? So most people think when they're skinny, they think they're healthy. That's necessarily not the case. All right? Just because you're skinny don't mean you're healthy. Case in point, my countryman, big him up, but look at Beanie Man. He had that gut, but he was skinny, right? If you saw the verses, right? So it's one of those things you have to take that into consideration. Just because you're skinny, you can't mean you want to eat everything in sight and do what you feel like. Now, with the intermittent fasting, you still want to meal prep. You still want to, have your meals set up to when your window when you're going to eat. You say, okay, here's my window, and here's what I'm going to eat, and your intake and your calorie source that you're going to get it from. That way, you can make it happen. Another thing that you need to know is how many calories do you need to survive, or how many calories per day, how many calories are you going to be taking per day, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And that comes back down to knowing your body type. All right. You got the mesomorph, you got the endomorph, ectomorph, right? So you got those different type of body types, and knowing those also will help you out because you have some folks that are short and round. So you have a higher tendency to put on size and looking like, blimpy, right? And then you have those.
Wait, no, stop. Wait, Kim, look, I don't think, don't take it personal. She was like, hold on, and you talking about me in my face on live? No, I don't think she was doing that. Wasn't doing that on purpose.
No pun intended. No pun intended. They don't have that in between, right? Where you have that build where you be like, okay, you have that stern build, a nice frame, but you can bounce over into, the overweight side where you start looking around if you don't watch what you're eating, how you're eating, stuff like that. And then you have those that are the skinny guys that just can't gain weight. No matter what they say they eat or what they do, they just can't gain that weight. With that one, you just have to understand, are you doing too much cardio? Because if you're doing too much cardio, your body's going to be burning through that so much that no matter what you eat, you won't be able to gain weight. But if you slow down on the actual amount of cardio that you're doing and, eat more healthy choices, of course, then you'll put on more size. Not going to be overnight, but you will do. But then you also have to factor in, you have people that have like thyroid issues, right? You got people that have hyperthyroid issues that will cause them to gain weight, even though they don't want to. That's more of a medical complication. That's something that you can't really, you have to go to a medical provider and hopefully they can provide some stuff that can help you out. And then you also have the reverse, where you have people that, no matter what, they just can't gain weight. So you just have to, those are some special reasons why you'd be like, okay, that's something. So that's why even though you see someone that's overweight or skinny, don't judge them too hard. You also have to get to understand what are the medical complications and stuff like that going into it, And that's what the difference, like I said. But with the intermittent fasting, it goes all the way in there. I've done it plenty of times. Not necessarily I'm a big fan of it because I like to eat. So I eat all the time, but I space my eating out every 2 to 3 hours, maybe 4, and I have a meal. And when I consider, so when we talk into like meal prep, right? Then we can roll right into it. A different question comes up because I know it came up a little bit. So when it comes to the meal prep, right, it's different things. As long as you know the protein sources that you're going to get it from, the carbohydrate source, your fruits, your vegetables, stuff like that, it's easy to meal prep, right? All you have to do is make sure you get lean cut protein, whether it's beef, pork, steak, whatever what you want to get, more complex carbohydrate versus simple carbs. Right? A lot of people may, well, what the hell are you talking about? You get more grains, oats, stuff like that. That's fibrous. Fibrous carbs is better for you versus just the simple carbs. Your body processes simple carbs too fast, so it goes directly to your bloodstream. And that could lead to like high blood pressure, diabetes, stuff like that. That's what you want to kind of avoid. All right? So when I say like simple carbs, like you go to Burger King or Popeyes or whatever, you get like biscuits, you get like anything with those buns, white bread, stuff like that. That's going to hit you with those simple carbs. You know what, man? Hold on. Listen, honestly, this starting to sound like school for real. And, I'm straight. I already got a degree. I don't want no more of that. But it makes a lot of sense, though. It makes a whole lot of sense because we hear so much of it and we want our body to change, but we don't want to educate ourselves, essentially. Herm, what you thinking, Herm?
Well, I'm thinking like when he's talking about like meal prepping, right? That's one crucial thing for me because if I don't meal prep and I get hungry, whatever is on site is getting smashed. You know what I'm saying? So I think I'm serious. Like if I don't meal prep and I'm rolling past some ribs, well, that's the prep for the day.
Are you serious? I mean, zero willpower. Is that what you're saying?
No.
Zero.
I pass up a lot of stuff, but if I'm at the point where I'm hungry, that's why if I'm not meal prepping, I know that I'm setting myself up for failure. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Straight up and down. But hey, Burnett, you talked about simple carbs and complex carbs. So
Yes,
what I would like for you to do is give good examples of some complex carbs and some simple carbs that people might think are actually healthy is really probably working against them.
All right, so some examples of like complex carbohydrates, like a lot of stuff that people will tell you, like you got quinoa that you can use. You got the what you call it, brown rice. It's a little on the iffy side itself. Some people like brown rice. I don't really like it, so I keep away from it.
Hold on 1 second.
Hold on. Yeah, something wrong with your mic. Go ahead. Try it again. Yeah, no, man, you sounding jacked up. I think you was talking too healthy, and then your computer didn't want to hear that shit. But just try. Do us a favor. Try to log back out and then come back in. All right, do that real quick. But before, no, man, you sound like you're talking through a McDonald's walkie-talkie. But yo, shout out to everybody that tuned in. Kevin, I see you. My son, Kellen, how you doing, young man? We're gonna get to y'all questions. Hey, hopefully y'all appreciate this. Give us some thumbs up, some hearts, and that other emoji that look like it's holding a heart. Give us that too. If y'all got any questions, make sure y'all ask them.
Another way. I know Burnett was talking about how your clothes fit, right? You know what I'm saying, to let you know if you're doing right. You can do the toes test.
What's the toes test?
Look down and see your toes. Like one day your toes is there, next minute is your belly button. You know what I mean?
Herm, bruh.
You can just take a look down.
Don't listen. You know what? Look, listen. Just like it's some folks that try sipping on some bleach. You go see some fool trying to look. I don't see my toes, and so I need to be, bruh.
That's how I know if I'm gonna pass my PT test or not, man. I look to see. All right, I can see a lot of my foot. I'm good for the tape measure.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I'm just saying, it works.
Ladies and gentlemen, look, if y'all are on, look, this is the time just to take a minute and do whatever you got to do before we get old buddy back on, because Herm is talking totally out of line. Don't try to look down. Oh, my toes. I can see my toes, so I ain't about to have a high blood pressure type of test. That don't make no sense. Kim, you ever heard of something like that?
No, I'm just canceled.
No. We need to let him know how out of line he said. This shit don't work.
Everybody right now, stand up and see if you can see your toe, and then work out a little bit and see if you see more of your feet, and tell me if that's not results.
Jesus Christ.
I'm saying, bro.
Lord, just saying. No.
You know what? Something that I was actually really disappointed about losing all this weight. I had lost like 50 pounds, and I was super excited because I was like, man, I'm gonna buy all these new clothes. And no, my clothes just fit better. Like it wasn't that these clothes was falling off of me. I was super mad. I was so salty because I just wanted to, like go to Fashion Nova, like just buy everything. But no, it wasn't like that at all.
Hold up. So you lost 50 pounds and you still your clothes fit better. So I can't even imagine what it looked like before. You must have been squeezed off up in that mug.
Man, shut up.
I'm not saying it like a can of pounds, but I was like, it was a little tight. Yes. A little tight. All right. I do tend to buy clothes with a little elastic in them, sir. Don't judge my life.
So with you losing a lot of weight, first of all, big respect on that.
Most definitely.
Big respect on that. What is your end state? What is your end goal for you as far as you continue on this journey?
That's a really good question, and a lot of people have asked me that because, like, I just posted a picture yesterday of when I was 150 pounds, and everybody was like, "Man, you were so small." But that's no longer my goal. My goal is really health. I want to be able to run. I want to be able to run a few miles in like a decent time. I want to feel good. I want to do like a pull up. Like I want to be able to do a pull up, knock out a few push ups, and just really feel good. Like for my body to feel strong. Mm-hmm. And that's really my end goal. I don't have a number that is it. I do recognize that, like, health-wise, your BMI range, all that other stuff, like, it makes a difference. So I want to be in a healthy range. But I also feel like as a Black woman, a lot of those scales and measurements aren't really tailored for us, As Black women, we're very curvy. We carry a little bit more, and we carry it well. And I looked at the weight scale. I think they said in order for me to be in ideal weight range, I need to be 125, 145. Mm-hmm. I'm 5'5". I do not want to be 125 pounds. No, thank you. I'm super good. I like being thickums. No, thank you.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with being thickums. Hey, well, go ahead, Herm. Let him know what he opened right now, and I'm gonna take this time to make sure we give a special shout out to our sponsor, the Kevlar's Grill. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not the place you want to go to meal prep. Why? Because their food is all the way good. Now they do have some healthy choices, and they have military discount, which is also great, and they got the gratitude boxes, so make sure you go and check them out so you can give food if you want to purchase food for the healthcare workers or first responders. But their food is all that, y'all, trust me. They have the fried chicken. Oh, they got veggie burgers too. They got veggie burgers, they got salmon burgers, the shrimps and the chicken and waffles, all that. Okay, make sure you go and check them out if you're on this side of the Mississippi. So they're located inside of the VFW Scott VFW Post 4183. Okay, so that's inside of the VFW. So make sure you give them a call at 618-416-5700. One more time for those in the back, 618-416-5700. Kevlar's Grill. And when you go there, if you go on the website kevlarsgrill.com, make sure you give them great reviews. Go to Yelp, Google, all that stuff. They're about that life. Okay, all right. Okay, brother, you back? Yeah, you back. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, we was talking about complex and simple carbs.
Mm-hmm. There we go. There you go. So yeah. So if you can give an example of that, if you could, real quick.
All right. So a few examples I can give, like sweet potatoes. That's, a complex carb that you can use. It's real tasty. You don't have to add no sugar or nothing like that to it. It's already sweet. I know Brian like that sugar and like that cinnamon and all that stuff. Like you making yams, probably put marshmallows on it too. But no, don't put none of that on it. Keep that away. You can also do like chickpea as well. Most people don't realize, but chickpea, but also very fibrous. So it's stuff that you can use. You can add that to your, your diet, stuff like that, where you're doing lentils, what I'm saying? You get proteins as well as you can get, the carbohydrate source from that. Barley, squash. You can also do, like I said, I mentioned before, quinoa. That's another good one. Instead of, you can do like regular potatoes as well. So there's just a few different things out there. What I normally do, especially like if I'm trying to switch it up and not get bored with the same things, I just literally Google is a friend. I type in complex carbohydrate list, and it gives you a plethora of different items that you can use, or carbohydrate sources that you can use to stay healthy with it. And then when it comes to simple carbs, like I said, anything man-made processed like bread, pasta, like white pasta, white rice kind of go back both ways. You can use that as a part of your diet plan itself. You just have to keep it in moderation, right? I'm avid user of that. I know love rice, no point. I'm picking on him.
Yeah,
right.
But he likes sticky rice. Me too. I think we all like sticky rice.
I eat rice every meal, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So I gotta cut out at least half a meal.
A half of a meal. Hey, that's still. Anyway, go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
Right, like I said, so it's like bread, cookies, a lot of that stuff. You want to cut that out, pastries and stuff like that. That's going to give you those simple carbs that you don't need in your body. Now, when I say cut it out, I wouldn't say cut it out completely. Remember, we talked about that in the beginning, moderation. You just have to be smart about it. You can still enjoy certain food just in moderation. Don't be going all full force like, oh, let me go eat some pancakes for breakfast with bacon and all this stuff, and then turn around for lunch. You be like, oh, well, I want, a big old double cheeseburger with all the fixings on it and everything like that,
Yeah, protein and carbs.
Hey, I don't like that. No. I'm not ready. No.
So I'm not saying you can't have that cheeseburger and you can't have your pancakes. Just don't do them on the same day.
Wait, what? Hold on. You got meals, so you got breakfast.
What if you use the pancakes as the bun?
Pancakes at the bun. What if you make a Luther burger with a pancake?
I've seen you. So you got the waffle burgers. You got the, what I'm saying is, if you're gonna do it like that, then okay, cool. That's your one meal.
Yeah.
So the rest of the day, you
no.
Go back to your prep meal.
No. I'm sorry.
We just gonna be fat then.
That's
man.
it. Right. But happy, fat and happy. Can we be happy, y'all? Hey, yeah, cause look, hey, we on this quarantine. People crazy, they burning down shit. Hey, I want a burger. Don't you want a burger? Hey, and then Hey, wash it down with some num juice at the same time. Right on. But no, so no, all right, no, all serious. So what do you think about alcohol?
That's a good one. That's a good one. So alcohol, you always gonna tell it's empty calories that you're drinking, right? As well as alcohol dehydrates your body. As well, you wake up in the morning, you be like, man, I'm thirsty the most. You know what I mean? So It's not good for you because you're just taking a healthy, empty calories. You know, so you always want to minimize that. Now they do say red wine is, you know, a glass a day is good for you, right? You know, because it helps with your blood and everything like that. But at the same time, I would say if you're gonna drink it, do it in moderation. You know,
okay.
Not gonna tell you cut it out because you know that's not gonna happen.
Right.
You know, most people not gonna cut it out, but if they can do it in moderation, it can still help out. Some people also, if you really want to, you can find out how many, if you get to the science of it, like a glass of, you know, wine or, you know, saying a shot of tequila, whatever you want to do. You say, okay, how many calories is in that? Some people can factor that into their diet and work it from there. You know, it's a lot of work. Now you
it is.
How many shots you've taken?
Bruh, it is a lot of work. And so, especially if you putting everything into MyFitnessPal and you counting your diets and everything, then you're trying to get your steps in, right? You're trying to get that 10,000 steps in, all that. Man, it's too much math. And then they got to subtract, and then you got to remember the one, you know, what you make, and then the butter you put into it. So it's just extra, bro. It is extra. It is so extra. Kim, what you got, Kim?
No, I think so for me, this time I really wanted to gain control of my health because I found out some family history, and I found out that a lot of my family was dying, and I'm certain it was because of health conditions that were exaggerated because of obesity. And I have a 12-year-old, you know, and I'm like, I'm trying to be here for a long time. You know, I want to see her for as long as possible. And I'm thinking about my life, like, you know, if I keep eating like this, if I keep living like this, and we are so conditioned to be lazy and to eat whatever the hell we want. And if we keep doing that, we're dying at 50, 60, you know, that's not okay. With the technology, the medicine that we have today, we should be happy, full, healthy until at least 90, at least. There's no reason that we should be dropping like that at 50 years old because of a heart attack. This is all weight related. People say generational curses. This is generational choices. Yeah. And it stops with what you're putting in your mouth and the exercise that you're doing. You don't have to run a marathon, just get out there and move. And I just really like this year has been so transformative for me, for my life.
And you hit the needle on the nail on the head right through that. Right?
Shout out to you. Generational curses. We just had a conversation about that. I believe in generational ignorance. That's what the problem is. You're not passing down information. You holding information. You know what I'm talking about? And then if everybody in your bloodline or your mother, your grandmother, everybody got high blood pressure. And you're like, well, it run in the family. No, the stupid eating run in the family. How about you just stop eating the same? Because we eat the same thing. But hey, brother, what do you think about diet soda? I'm sorry. Real folks call it pop because it's pop. But what do you think about diet pop? Yeah, I said it. Shut up, Herm. I said it.
Diet Coke. Diet Coke, man.
Yo, but no, what you think about it?
Itself. Diet sodas itself is still bad for you, man. Because even if diet soda, they're gonna still have the food coloring, they're gonna have the fructose and all that stuff. So even though you say, even some of the drinks that you be like, it's 0 calories. Well, how does it taste sweet?
Right.
Down.
Like a Diet Big Mac to me.
Right. How do you do that? The Diet Big Mac, right?
So even though even those things, even though you may think it's diet, but it's not necessarily helping you out. It's not good for your body because it has added sugar. Anything with added sugar is not good for you, right? And that's one of the things I was going to talk about too. Is like when people go out, especially with diet, nutrition and stuff. When you go to stores and you buy and you shopping, check the labels. Check the back of the labels because some of the labels you look for like the amount of sodium that's in the product. Also, you look for how much if it's added sugar added to it or it's 0 sugar. Most products going to say sugar, right? But you also want to look for added sugar. Added sugar is when they add extra stuff to it to kind of get it to the sweetness or whatever, versus the natural sugar coming from the fruits or whatever the case may be. So you also want to look for that. It's just a lot of stuff that people need to pay attention to when they're out, doing like grocery shopping and stuff like that. Don't just pick it up because it's cheap.
There you go.
But at the same time, I do understand when you have a family of 7 or 8 and you have a little bit of, you have to stretch it. You have to do what you got to do. Sometimes you have to do what you need to do to make it work to feed the family.
Now, what do you think about smoothies?
What kind of smoothies is the question?
Right.
There you go. Because you can put that same burger in the smoothie, then add some damn grapes to it, and then make it healthy. All right.
Yeah. So you can make healthy smoothies at home, and that's another that you can use that as a meal, right? Or a meal replacement itself. So you can make smoothies at home. You buy your fresh fruits or frozen fruits. You can add vegetables to it, so you can get your greens and stuff like that. So you can make your smoothies at home.
What about the naked ones? The naked ones that's in the store. That's the ones that are pre-planned.
Yo, I heard it. I heard those got too much sugar in it, bro. Like they're
sugar.
Yeah.
People think it's healthy. They put the all natural.
Ain't nothing but a label.
You know what I mean?
I could put all natural on that same Big Mac. You know what it is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And like I said, the goal is you still want to watch all that sugar intake. If it's not like, it's like, for instance, if you're eating a fresh banana, because banana's high in carbs, but also high in sugar, right? But it's beneficial for you because it has potassium, it has other stuff. So like, when you have a cramp,
after workout, right there, boom, banana.
You know what I'm saying? So it has a lot of different beneficials to it when you eat it like that, when you eat natural fruits and stuff like that. But when you get it from companies or factories and stuff like that, even though they say it's all natural,
it's still process to it. It's a process.
There's stuff in there that's still gonna, can cause some adverse effect on your health itself. Tastes good. So you love when it tastes good, but that taste can also cause you a lot of money or a lot of heartache later on as well.
Yo, Burnett, real quick, man. I think this fad or this line of thinking is kind of going away. But let's get into it a little bit. You remember when we was in Kadena, we had Zoa in the gym, right?
Yeah.
Big swole Zoa, how she looked. You remember how she looked? And women would say,
hold on, wait. It was how he or she looked?
She was a professional bodybuilder.
Yeah.
Much respect to Zoa. I don't know if she's listening. Much respect. Got nothing but love and respect for Zoa.
Okay.
Her body through a whole bunch of dedication. But a lot of women would look at her and be like, that's the reason why I don't lift weights. Like they're gonna shoulder shrug one day and become Zoa. Talk about that. You know what I mean? Talk about what it really actually takes for a woman to look like that and what can actually be achieved if a woman lift weights.
And hold on, wait. And sprinkle in some of that lifting weights but still looking feminine. Is that a problem? You dig what I'm saying? You know what it is.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It's still possible.
So that's what he's coming at. So, all right. So touching base on that. So first off, to look a certain way, it takes more than just weightlifting. All right. For a lot of women, you see them like, oh, she's way too bulky, too masculine, stuff like that. That's because these women are actually dedicated to their craft as far as if they're bodybuilding and stuff like that. And they want to get to that next level. So they're going to take extra substance to get to that next level.
Is that extra juicing? Is they juicing?
Yes, sir.
Say it one more time. Is they juicing?
Smoothie.
Juicing.
No, they juice.
So in that case, they're kind of entangled. They're a little entangled with the.
Oh my God! No. We're gonna leave that alone. Stop with the damn entanglement. Jeez.
Right? But no, so to get to that level, they have to take some sort of extra juice, right? Steroids,
hormone.
Maybe hormone, you know what I'm saying? Human growth hormones and stuff like that to get to that next level, right? But for a woman to lift weight is highly encouraged, right? Highly encouraged for a woman or a guy, whichever the case, to lift weight. Because weight is going to also help you burn fat, right? There's one thing that people don't realize. It helps you burn fat. It also helps you burn calories. And it also makes you get stronger. You know what I'm saying? So it's a win-win across the board. So like you talking about as far as keeping it feminine and stuff like that, a lot of women lift, right? And keeping it toned. They don't have to go super heavy, like trying to lift a whole gym. They can keep the rep ranges, stuff like that, or they can vary the actual amount of sets or the weight that they use, But it can get that toned, sculpting body, anywhere from 12 to 15 reps. If you really want to just put on some size or kind of get it, put on a little bit of muscle, anywhere from 8 to 10 reps. And if you really want to go for strength, like powerlifting, 6 to 8 reps, so you can just go in super heavy, you know. But they can still maintain that sexy, feminine look, that sex appeal where, you know, you walk out, you put on your summer dress because it's that time of the year.
Yeah.
You know,
and you know,
if they can't with the mask,
got to look right. Yeah, I know what you mean, but you know, women with the traps, bro, with the, you know.
I mean, sometimes
that's CrossFit,
like you know, right? Man. So most women sometimes know their body in a certain way, like certain exercises. They know, like, okay, I'm gonna have bigger traps because, you know, they've seen it when they lift a certain way. So all you do, you scale back on working that particular body part. You know what I'm saying? So you don't have to sit there doing shrugs and stuff like that. You can still do certain exercises that gonna touch your traps, but you don't have to focus on them. So you don't have to get that masculine, bulky look, right? But you still want to lift. You don't want to avoid it because then you're gonna have imbalance.
That's right. Or be for the fellas real big up here and get the little chicken legs because they want to avoid the legs. You know what I mean? I know it sucks.
Bravo.
Yeah, Johnny Bravo got that. Hey, but look, shout out to everybody that's tuned in, and I see your questions. And if you just tuning in, he probably already answered the question. So I encourage you, go back and listen to him. All right, listen to these to what this brother is saying. So you've actually won some competitions, right? And all natural. So I'm gonna ask you again in front of everybody and everybody and their mama. Now, you juicing or you ain't juicing?
No juices, baby. No juice. All natural.
All right. Now, that's good. Congratulations.
We said juice was good for us, didn't we?
Who said juice was good? Yeah, you did.
Oh, smoothie. It was smoothies. My bad.
It was smoothies.
Yeah.
So that's not just the politically correct answer, but that's just what it is. I've never juiced, never had it, never done it. Don't see the need for it, right? You know, and then on top of that, I'm in the military. Ain't no damn way I'm about to jeopardize my career.
There you go.
Look extra big on stage. I'm cool.
Right.
I'll pass on that.
So what did you win? What type of competitions have you won and placed?
So I've been fortunate to compete in men's physique category, where it's more like a board shorts. You know, you show off, you know, from waist up, a little bit of legs. So these are for the guys that they work legs, but they just don't have the massive trunks. Some don't work legs, some skip it. But I've won quite a few shows. You know, most recently I won the show in Miami that I did back in last year. That was last year, May. I did a show in Miami. Took first place in open and masters category. So I was pretty good in that.
Congratulations.
Nationals when I was trying to go get my pro card. Took third actually in nationals in my category. So I mean, I've been fortunate. Started off with bodybuilding though, not knowing what I was doing. Got on stage and put on those mankini shorts. You know what I'm saying? Our trunks, and you know, that was fun. You know, for me, it's just a high getting on stage. It was just that natural high, feeling good and entertaining the crowd at the same time. You know,
I can dig it. I could dig it.
So you did want to be a stripper before, but so now you switched over and you started doing bodybuilding.
But I didn't say but you know, you said I wanted to be one before, but I didn't say I stopped though.
Hold on, wait, hey!
Back to
Check it out. Not here. Look, all this stripping shit, y'all can have that conversation between yourself. Okay, we got a lady in the presence. You know what I'm talking about. We got people's mamas out here listening. You know what I'm talking about. Hey, you ain't gonna try to taint the Lions Den on no. I see you licking your lips, Kim. You keep that to yourself too. Listen, okay. Look, y'all getting out of line with this quarantine shit. Okay, y'all need to get outside.
I went to my first bodybuilding show as a spectator last year, and I was just amazed at the.
I bet you were amazed.
Bodies that were there.
Physique, right? They were just awesome, right?
You know,
beautiful.
A misconception about local shows.
No complaint. You can take off your shirt right now if you want to, KB. I have no complaint.
No,
we do. We ain't doing it. What'd you say, Herm? Go ahead, bro.
Like a lot of times when people think about bodybuilding and bodybuilding shows, they think about what they see in the magazines, the overly big cats, right? But I think one of the most motivating things for a person to do is to go to a local show. Because what's going to happen is they're going to see their friends and their partners that's just been training, see them on stage and be like, man, I didn't realize they looked that good. And if I would have trained with them and dieted with them, I could have looked that good.
You know what? That's true, man. That's very true, because I remember seeing one of my homeboys when we was in Iraq, and there was a competition that they was trying to do out there, and I was DJing for it. But when I was in the gym, he was getting it in. Bro, hey, we had to do something to keep our morale. Had to keep our morale up, right? So I'm out there, you know what I'm talking about. I'm watching him or whatever while he in the gym getting it. I'm just running, doing, you know, light work. And then so when we finally set up and everything, had on this robe and everything, you know, everybody wanted to be all robed up, right? And then he get out there. I'm like, this dude look like the little bronze statue. You know what I'm talking about? I'm like, this dude. And I was seeing him every day. And then after that, then I looked down and I was like, man, I got some issues, because look, we was in the same spot, same place. We was eating around the same time, but he was eating different. He was eating more, but a lot different. But his body was just transforming, man. And I mean, just shredding. I was like, damn, you know what I mean? And it seemed like when we deploy or we go to a different location, our mind kind of shift, like, okay, I'm out here, new location, new me, all this other stuff, right? But we don't stick to it. So, brother, what would you say, KB, about sticking to the diet? What kind of tricks would you say that other individuals can do to kind of stay on that plan?
All right, so a few things, right? So when it comes to the diet, as well as your training, right, you want to be consistent, you want to stay committed, you want to sacrifice, and you're also going to be dedicated to it, right? And the reason why I say that is, you come with the diet, like you said, just if you, let's hypothetically talk about when we were down, right? You had a goal. You first got there, you say, you know what, I need to drop 10 pounds, and I need to come looking like this, right? So you put it on a, you have it on a board, you have it wherever, and you say, okay, that's my goal, and you stay on it, right? So you stay dedicated and committed to it, right? But like you said, when you come back home, you fell off again. You hit your target, but you came back home and then you stopped being that same consistent person. And now you start putting the size back on and everything. You wonder what happened. Well, you lost your consistency. You lost that commitment, that dedication that you had going into it. A lot of people forget why they started. You need to know, you need to stay focused and remember why you started. Like Kimberly did. She was like, look, I started off at this weight and I realized I was doing what I needed to do, and then she stopped and she gained more. Now she's 75 pounds down and still going, which is the motivation that you need. So you also, when people come to diet, it's for, a wedding. Okay, so after the wedding, what you going to do? Are you going to go back to your normal weight, or are you going to stay consistent with it and keep it for life? My motto is make it a lifestyle, not just for the moment. Because if you do it for a lifestyle, you make it a lifestyle change, then, it becomes part of your day-to-day act. It's like a ritual. It becomes part of your day. You get up, be like, hey, I need to eat this healthy, I need to do this, I need to work out, stuff like that. Now, I'm gonna tell you to be an addict of it, where you're like, oh, I give up my normal friends and doing stuff with family and stuff like that. You can still enjoy life to a certain extent and still keep it healthy, and that's what people have to understand. When you go out, if you plan ahead, when I do meal plans or do stuff like that for people, I always say you get a treat meal. I don't call it a cheat, I call it a treat, right? Reason why I do that is like you get a treat for being good leading up to that meal, because you stick to the plan, you stick to you stick to it. Now you get a treat, so you plan around it. You be like, hey, we're gonna go out. That's gonna be my treat meal time, so I can eat what I want and get back on track. So folks just have to do that, but you also have to understand that we're all human. We're gonna make mistakes. We're gonna slip up. We're gonna fall off the wagon. Don't beat yourself up. A lot of people start beating themselves up, holding themselves too much accountable, not just accountable, they're just beating themselves down too much when they can just say, hey, you know what? I fell off. Let's get back on track. Let's stop with it. Your goal, stay focused on it. You know what I'm saying? You say, okay, I need to lose 10 pounds. Boom. But when you hit the 10 pounds, if you feel like you can go for another 5, then go for it. Or, you say, you know what? Now it's time for me to maintain where I'm at. And then you keep the meals and your intake and stuff like that. So for my peoples out there, while we at it, I can put it in. There's a few things that you need to know or understand. It's intake versus output, right? I don't know if most people hear that. They understand the one that, like, what I mean by intake versus output. So it's about like the calories you take in versus what you burn. That's going to dictate if you're going to gain weight, maintain, or lose weight, right? So a lot of people like Ernie will say, hey, man, if I don't plan ahead, I'm going to, right? But that rate that you're taking in may be more calories then you actually that you burn for the day, or you're supposed to take in for the day, and that's just one meal. Then you turn around and eat more. You just piling on the calories. Now you're not burning that stuff. So now you're going to be storing that extra calories that which turn into fat, which turn into weight gain. So you have to watch what you intake versus what you put out, and that's going to get you, you know what I mean? That stuff like that. It takes, you will hear this terminology, 3,500 calories to lose 1 pound of fat.
That's right.
You heard that before, right? But most people don't understand how that adds up, right? The way it works is if you're eating 500 calories over your normal amount every day for a week, multiply that by 7, you're going to get that 35. Now you're going to have that extra pound of fat in your system, that you stored up. But if you're doing more, then you adding on more pounds. So you might gain 2-3 pounds in 1 week because your calorie, surplus is way higher than what you're burning out.
Now, since you threw math up in there, and I was just telling you, starting to sound like school, but so now if you are 500 calories over every day for a week, then you will gain that pound, because that's 5 times 7, right? And that's going to be 300. Okay. All right. So basically you need to be at a 500 calorie deficit then.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So if you keep it under, so pretty much the way it works is if you go to the gym, you're working out, you burn 1,000 calories there, you walking around, you burn another 1,000 throughout the day. That's 2,000 calories that you burn, right? Your meal plan, that's why we come back to saying, make sure you have a plan and you stick to it. Your meal plan is set up for 1,500. So if you're taking in 1,500 calories and you know that's what you take in, then you have that 500 deficit that you say, okay, boom, that's it for the day. I'm good. You move to the next day and you keep doing the same thing, right? At the end of the week, you should be seeing that weight loss, maybe a pound or 2. But like I said, sometimes you won't see that because, like I said, something can, certain factors as far as genetically that may be happening that you may, outside of your control. But for the most part, the inches will go down because you're going to be burning fat.
Okay. So,
which is the goal.
And that makes sense. Well, look, before you go, brother, and before we wrap it up, what do you say about those folks that say they big boned it? Some folks think that it's a deal. Now, I know that we have dense bones, but big bone, like, I could do all this, dieting, but I can't thin out my bones. Is that a misconception? Just for the folks in the back, the ones that, think it ain't, What do you think about that?
You have some that out there that are actually thick fit. And what I mean by that, you have some folks that actually enjoy eating a certain way, certain things, right? But they work out enough to where they're very active. They're very, involved. They work out, they eat to a certain extent clean, but they still try to enjoy life to a certain extent. So you'll see them, you'll be like, man, that chick is thick. Not necessarily, but she's very solid all the way around. So it's more muscle than necessarily body fat. She's a stick. But if you look at the ones that say they're big boned, if you look at their elbows, you look at certain things, you see them wrinkles.
Yeah.
Neck, the double chin and all that stuff. That's not.
Stop looking, Herm. Stop looking at your elbow. You looking at don't squeeze it. It ain't going.
Real talk, and that's not.
I got bones in my own.
And it's not to hurt anybody's feelings out there. It's just making sure that they're actually being honest with themselves. And that's the key. You got to be honest with yourself. Don't tell people, oh, I'm big boned. That's why I like this, or it's genetic. Like we came back to it. Like, it's not necessarily genetic may be there, but if you can change that, it's about you taking that step and say, okay, I know I like this fried chicken. I like this right here and everything like that. Let me switch it around. Let me go bake instead of fried. Let me do grill. Let me do this. Let me start portion control. Smaller portions more often will also allow you to increase your metabolism, because your goal is to do that. If you're sedentary and you just sit around, your metabolism is going to kind of be at a stall or at a standstill.
Okay. Right? So what about air frying? So look, I just got a Ninja Foodie, good, bro. I'm trying to put everything in the air fryer. I almost saw some water. I was like, oh, watch this happen. Now, what you think about that, though?
So air fryer is awesome, right? Because it takes away the fat that you're going to be using, the saturated fat or the oil that you be frying stuff in on a normal. Now you put it so the air is doing that. So it's actually taking away some of the fat out of it as well, because it's draining it out. So now you're actually just getting a healthier product. So I highly encourage anyone that has it, keep using it. If you don't have one, get one, because
Put my ribs in there now.
Yeah, I saw that.
You can put your ribs in there, but don't eat all the whole thing at one time.
You ain't hear that, Herb. But see, look, Herb ain't hear that shit though.
You ain't gotta come with some negative shit.
No, see, he gonna put the whole slab. He gonna circle it around, put the whole slab in it. See, I know you was looking to see how you can fit.
And start chewing away. This was good. This is one meal.
Right.
You gotta spread it out. Spread the wealth. Distribute. Because it's all about your metabolism, right? And you'll hear some people say, "Eat more to lose." Right, and people understand what you mean eat more. So you eat more often, right? But smaller portions. And that's why you meal prep. So you prep your meals out, you spread them out, and you eat more often. So you have like snack. You can do nuts. You can do cottage cheese. You can do different stuff that you can have healthy snack. And if you meals as you can do, like we talked about the quinoa, protein, and stuff like that. So you have different stuff that you can do, but you do small portions. Like Kim was saying, sometimes she's hungry. That's because her metabolism is through the roof. You get what I'm saying now? So her metabolism is moving so fast now that she's like, man, I just ate 10 minutes ago and I'm still hungry. If you notice, like when you look at bodybuilders, when they had competition, like when you went there, you saw like people in the audience. If you notice, they were still there with their meals. Yeah. Like watching the show and pulling out a container cold as hell, but they still eating.
Right. You know
people
what?
Backstage.
Yeah. They get back there, they eating and everything, and greasing themselves. That whole nother conversation. Horrible looking. But look, brother, so I just want to make sure people know that you actually do meal plans. So how can individuals find you?
So they can find me if they want. I can say on Facebook, Yardman, right?
Yardman.
Put that alias in there.
Yardman, okay.
Right, they can do Facebook. You can also find me on Instagram at _fit Jamaican. I'm there too as well. You can find me, but you can email me at Slim Muscles 1112.
Ain't nobody emailing no damn Slim Muscles, man. If you man, you better put some testosterone in that email address, Slim Muscles. Man, get out of here with that mess. I'm a grown ass man. Herb, bro, get your boy, man. I ain't emailing no damn Slim Muscles.
I wasn't ready for that.
No, I ain't ready
for that Slim Muscles.
No, I ain't emailing Slim Muscles. You better get that to Kim. Kim, go ahead and email slimmuscles.com. Gmail.
Hey, see, I'm being good because he lucky I didn't mention my ab class that I used to teach. I didn't mention that delicious abs. I didn't say nothing about that. I had to keep it to myself.
No,
see,
hold
you
on.
ain't know about that.
Let me pick up his class real quick. I mean, the name sounds, but there's been articles written in it. You know what I mean? You really did a good thing with that class.
Hold on.
And I'm hoping that you continue on with it.
Hold on. Wait a minute. For those that didn't hear this, what was the name of this ab class?
Oh, this ab class was called Delicious Abs, man. It was internationally known.
No.
Hey, I'm serious, man. Yo.
Listen, check this out. I bet you if I was going, I'm just saying I'm going to the class. I would say, hey, bro, I'm going to Delicious Abs. You going? Come on, let's go to Delicious Abs. No, I wouldn't say it. I'll just show up in the back, thugged out. But I ain't going over there, I'm getting my abs, my delicious. Anyway, but no, shout out to you though, Brad. So individuals can find you and you do the meal plans as well, right? That for 6 months?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. So we got the man, the legend, the Yaman, delicious. The hell with that. Hey, we want to thank you for being on, though. You know what I'm saying? But listen, I want to go yet. Don't want to go yet without talking about Miss Kim. Miss Kim, where can we find you, ma'am? Thank you for being on the Den, getting bit. Wow, with the Den. Where can we find you at?
Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure. You can find me on Instagram at Korean Gold because I'm the finest gold that's going to come out of Korea. And Korean Gold and support my comedy adventures. I need all the good vibes. I'm submitting a writer's packet for a very, very popular late night show. So I would appreciate all the positive vibes and energy coming away.
Most definitely. All right, Kim, listen, look, don't forget about the Lions Den when you get famous. I know we ain't about real, we still small fry, but you sitting submitting stuff to the, Conan O'Brien show and whoever else. Don't forget about it. Say, hey, we know some folks that don't like delicious abs, but they want them. You know what I mean? But anyway, everybody that was on, that's live, make sure y'all share this. Big Herm, what you got, bro? Final word.
Hey, first, Kim, you know what I'm saying? I know I kind of put you on a spot with this, you know what I mean? And asked you to come out and host. I knew that you would do great. We had a thing that we did on the side. with some other folks, and I was like, man, she would do good as a guest host for our show. And you didn't disappoint. I appreciate you coming on, and looking forward to see you drop more, you know what I'm saying, on your mission that you got going on. KB, bro, hey, you know that you was always a dude that I could always hit up, you know what I'm saying, if I needed something like a fitness plan or something. I knew you'd be perfect for a conversation like this to give out to the people. You're going to keep it real with everybody about what they needed to do if they're trying to get results over excuses. You know what I'm saying? That title it defines you perfectly, man, because you never really had an excuse when you was out to go get what you trying to go get. So I appreciate you coming to the den, keeping it real with everybody. And I hope that everybody out here got something from this. Go back and listen to this and try to make it fit your life. Thank you.
Absolutely. So yes, guys, just echoing what Herm said. There's no excuse. I mean, because we all know what we want, but you also need to put in that sweat equity. You feel me? And again, I've said this before, and I'll say it one more time, especially for the delicious abs. You got individuals that will run their mouth thinking they go burn calories instead of running outside. Get your life together. All right. So hopefully you guys take something from this, and we will see y'all soon. Y'all be easy. Holla back.
We hope you enjoyed today's show. Make sure to listen to the show on Google Podcasts, Spotify, Breaker, and Radio Public, where you can subscribe, or via RSS, so you'll never miss a show. While you're at it, if you like or dislike this episode, we'd appreciate your feedback on Facebook at www.facebook.com/Lionscast. Check out the book, The Black Collar Mindset, The Art of Strategic Thinking, on Amazon, or www.theblackcollarmindset.com, a manual to maneuver through life strategically by holding yourself accountable. Tune in next week for another episode of The Lion's Den with Seth.